Sports, sponsored by Sinclair Heating and Cooling for 24/7 comfort on call.
Well, we get to welcome in Brad and his big brain, which I've used many times for 3 brilliant minutes, but I didn't realize you were going to put it on the screen today.
Yeah, we've got another story about neurodegenerative diseases, things like dementia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and a host of others, because especially as the U.S. population is aging, so we're seeing rapid increase in numbers of these neurodegenerative diseases. Everybody's looking for a single smoking gun, and what's interesting about this study is they are playing it backwards. They're looking at current patients, but following them back through their histories. Okay? And it's a sizable study. Here come the details with a little bit of luck. Keep your fingers crossed, Chris.
There it is.
500,000 medical records links viruses to Alzheimer's time and time again. Okay? So let's take a look at the study. It was a two-parter. In part one, they analyzed the medical records of around 35,000 Finlanders with 6 different types of neurodegenerative diseases. And they compared it against a group of 310 controls that did not have any brain disease. That was part one. Part two, their analysis yielded 45 links between viral exposure and neurodegenerative diseases, but then they compared that with another 100,000 medical records from the UK Biobank, and then they were able to narrow it down to 22 links between people who have had specific viruses and have gone on to develop a neurodegenerative disease. Okay? So here's what they found of those 22 links. People treated for a type of inflammation of the brain called viral encephalitis were 31 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. Now, on the surface, you might say, yeah, it's a disease that causes inflammation of the brain. You can see how, right, correct. But take a look at some of these other findings. People hospitalized with pneumonia after catching flu seem to be more susceptible to Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's. Now, that's something that's a little more common.
And a little more concerning.
Correct, and it more so. Look at this. Intestinal infections and meningitis, both often caused by viruses, as well as the shingles virus, which is very common, were also implicated in the development of several neurodegenerative diseases. So you can see how this is all kind of adding up, where they're saying, you know, the impact of these viral infections on the brain, when you break that blood-brain barrier, even though the person apparently clears the virus, some of those viruses remain active in brains for up to 15 years. And this is why they're saying it might be something so common that we've neglected to
look at.
Yes. There were no instances where exposure to a virus actually decreased the risk of any of these diseases. But don't despair, because researchers do have something to point out, and it's probably common sense, but it's worth mentioning. Hello, vaccines are currently available for some of these viruses, and although vaccines do not prevent all cases of illnesses, they are known to dramatically reduce hospitalization rates, and this evidence would suggest that vaccination may mitigate some risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases. So just take that to heart. Put it in your head, lock it away.
Or your arm. Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Brad.
Nice.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Still to come.